Welcome, delegates. For you who are joining right now, we ask you to be patient. We are starting in a few minutes.
Muy bien, equipo. Apóyenme, por favor, la mesa de Senate Chamber y Security Council a mandar el último recordatorio para que ya podamos empezar y enviarles también el fondo virtual para que todos puedan encender su cámara, por favor. Alex, apóyame por favor con Akash para que pueda poner su gafete, todavía no lo ha colocado. Y dejo de compartir para que ahora sí le cedamos el foro a Grecia, perdón, a Valentina y a Ian. Adelante con la presentación.
Gracias. ¿Pueden ver mi pantalla?
Sí, sí podemos.
Excelente.
Delegates, before starting, we request you to all open your cameras to be able to watch each other. If it's in your possibilities to open your cameras, we will be very thanks to see you. Thanks, Akash. Thanks, Idika.
Val, creo que no tiene sonido, nada más para que en los ajustes de la presentación le actives compartir con sonido, por favor. Todavía no. Cuando compartes, te da la opción de activar el audio. Si quieres quitarla y yo la vuelvo a poner y te mando foto de cómo activarla.
Ok, ya vi dónde.
Adelante.
¿Puedo comenzar, Héctor?
Iniciamos, adelante.
Good morning, esteemed authorities, delegates, staff members, senior management team, special guests, and accompanying persons. A warm welcome to the opening ceremony of this Model United Nations, Grand International Virtual Model United Nations 2026. Its virtual format allows us to welcome prominent young people from various countries, including the Russian Federation, France, Costa Rica, Pakistan, India, the Dominican Republic, Bolivia, Peru, Colombia, and Mexico, as well from several Mexican cities, such as Guadalajara, Monterrey, Mérida, Tlaxcala, Mexico City, the State of Mexico, Chiapas, Puebla, San Juan, San Luis Potosí, Querétaro, Guanajuato, y Zacatecas. My name is Valentina Moreno, and I have the privilege of serving as Master of Ceremonies for this inauguration. However, I am not alone in leading this event. I'm accompanied by my colleague Ian Alvarez, also a Master of Ceremonies, who will now do us the honor of introducing the members of the Presidium. During this inauguration, we kindly request that you maintain a respectful demeanor and use respectful language to ensure the comfort of everyone present in this virtual room. We also thank you for your presence and attention as we begin this important event. Please remember that you may unmute your microphones only when I, the Master of Ceremonies, request applause for the guests or participants. Please mute your microphones immediately afterward. In case of an emergency, such as an earthquake alert, power outage, etc., the Master of Ceremonies will signal that the ceremony will be suspended for a few moments until everything is under control.
We are proud to present the distinguished authorities and personalities who made this event possible. So we ask for a round of applauses, first and foremost, for the President of the Model United Nations for Youth and Childhood Association, MUNYCH Association, Héctor Efrén Gantes Hernández. To our academic coordinators, Mitzi Montserrat and Emiliano Bertis Herrera. To our logistics coordinator, Jesus Alexander Valencia. To our special guest, Hannah Manala. To our Secretary General of GIV MUN 2026, Sabdi Suset Sanchez Aguilar, and the Deputy Secretary General, Valentina Moreno.
To continue, we will now hear a few words from the Deputy Academic Coordinator, Emiliano Bertis Herrera, who along the coordinator Mitzi Arteaga has been a valuable guide for this GIV MUN 2026.
Thank you, Valentina. Thank you, Ian. Well, good afternoon to everyone. On behalf of the whole MUNYCH Association community, it's my honor to address you today in a moment that, despite taking place virtually and between time zones, is not less meaningful. Today, June 18, 2026, we officially open a new virtual United Model Nations in MUNYCH Association, GIV MUN. My name is Emiliano Bertis, and as Valentina mentioned, and as your academic undersecretary, it is my privilege to formally welcome every person to join us today. To the delegates connecting from Mexico, the Dominican Republic, or even from Pakistan, we thank you and welcome. This space for the following 3 days is your space. Welcome also to our special guests, to our senior management team, and our committee's presidents and vice presidents, and in general to everyone who has been preparing for weeks for this event. And moving on, why does this virtual model matters? Well, there are those who believe that diplomacy requires big assembled halls or handshakes and debates in person. And even though that is a part of that, and that moment will come, it is not a requirement. Today, GIV MUN, at its core, is a door that opens for everyone, despite if you have 10 experience in the model of United Nations, or if it's your first model of United Nations. It is the first step for many delegates to enter to this beautiful world of the model of the United Nations. And this first step has a name, and this name is GIV MUN. GIV MUN is the first step for many delegates. And this access and this equity that GIV MUN gives is what makes GIV remarkable. To every delegate speaking here for the first time, I have only one advice. Don't be afraid. Your best debates and arguments are yet to be. For those who have experience and are joining us again in the Give Moon, just remember we expect the best of you, like always, but you already know that. To every member of the Secretariat team and the staff in general, thank you. This model is not only able to be taken place by the virtual space, but for every person that prepares it from its beginning to its finish. On behalf of the whole MUNYCH Association community, with great honor and the firm conviction that youth generations like yourself have the power to change the world, I hereby wish you the best of luck and success in this model Give Moon. Welcome to Give Moon, delegates.
Thank you very much, Emiliano. Well, as part of the Give Moon 2026 celebration, the MUNYCH Association will award the best participants in each committee, guaranteeing three prizes that recognize performance in the debate. The main criteria will be their public speaking, negotiation, and diplomacy skills, and especially their role as unifiers and promoters of peaceful and joint resolutions. The possible awards are Best Delegate, Distinguished Delegate, and Honorable Mention. The awards will be chosen using Trivium voting system, where the voice of all stakeholders is taken into account, based on the principles of democracy and digital governance, promoting equality and fairness, and eliminating favoritism and preference within the awards process. Because awarding is more than just receiving a diploma. It's about recognizing performance and setting benchmarks for future generations of young negotiations. In addition, the board will award the prize for best position sheet based on the criteria of writing, research, argumentation, and citation, because data should always guide our words.
The boards are always our cornerstone, making it possible to coordinate each committee, and at MUNYCH Association, the members always stand out for their thoroughness, preparation, and knowledge. Let's get to know the members of each panel and the topics that will be discussed. The Committee of the Conference of the Parties.
OMS, Organización Mundial de la Salud, represented by Kenia Calva and Perla Esmeralda Mendoza. The agenda will be as topic 1, the reemergence of preventable diseases, and the agenda number 2 is the access to health services in areas of armed conflict.
El Programa de Naciones Unidas para el Medio Ambiente, conformado por Isabela Holdersma Reyes, Samuel Eduardo Pedraza y Jocelyn A. Barajas.
A very good morning, distinguished delegations. My name is Samuel Eduardo Flores Pedraza, and I will be serving as co-vice president of the United Nations Environment Program, UNEP, alongside my colleague Alejandra Baraja.
Thank you very much.
Esteemed delegates, my name is Isabella Yoldersma, and I'll be the president of UNEP. The agendas for this committee will be Agenda 1, Deforestation and Environmental Degradation linked to illegal mining and organized crime in Mexico, and the Agenda 2, Environmental and Social Impacts of Lithium Extraction and Energetic Transition. We hope the best for you, delegates.
Hi everyone, I hope you're having a great day. Thank you for joining us today in the United States Senate Chamber. I, Andrea Itzel Garcia Magaña, will serve as your chairperson of the committee. And alongside me, it's going to be Maria Montserrat Rodriguez as your vice chairperson. In this committee, we will cover the effectiveness of human rights and the use of U.S. border police and asylum policy in response to increased migration of Latin America and conflicted regions. Also, the regulation of artificial intelligence and social media platforms as a matter of national security and democratic stability. Hope you have a wonderful day.
The first agenda of the United States Senate Chamber will be the effectiveness and human rights in the use of U.S. border police and asylum policy in response to increased migration from Latin America and conflict-affected regions. The agenda number 2 will be the regulation of artificial intelligence and social media platforms as a matter of national security and democratic stability.
Distinguished delegates, good morning. We are part of the United Nations Security Council. I'll be serving as your co-vice chairman. I am Aurora Naomi, and also will have as my co-vice chair Marifer Lima, and as your honorable president Ian Caleb Alvarez Zabaleta. Our agenda will be followed by 2 topics. The first one is topic A, international intervention in failed states facing prolonged humanitarian crisis. And just topic B, agenda 2, regional destabilization caused by non-state armed groups and proxy conflicts, the case of Ukraine and Russia. It's such a pleasure to meet you all. Thank you so much.
Now, we would like to give the floor to the logistics coordinator, Jesus Alexander Valencia, who has coordinated every moment of this major international event since the beginning.
Thank you, Ian and Valentina. Good morning, dear Muners, esteemed members of the Presidium, and to the whole team that, with their tireless effort, makes this second edition of MUN possible. It is an honor for me to address all of you in this space where ideas find a voice and critical thinking becomes an actions. To begin with, I would like to recognize the exceptional work of our association as a true catalyst for Muner talent internationally. MUN is not just a conference, it is an ecosystem that creates unique spaces where, relying on technology, we manage to shorten geographical distances. From Mexico to Russia and passing through every corner that connects us today, we are here to accompany and guide you in this complex but exciting process of training in diplomacy, strategic negotiation, and the search for peaceful solutions to the conflicts that define our era. In this sense, I want to stop to recognize the work, discipline, and passion of each of you, the Muners who accompany us today. We recognize the value required to be here. Being present implies arduous preparation, nights of research, the mastery of global themes, and, above all, the courage to defend positions that, although some things align to our personal beliefs, require deep empathy and an open mind. His presence here demonstrates an unshakable commitment to his personal development and to the future of our global community. You are the engine of this experience. Without your curiosity, without your capacity for analysis, and without that energy that you bring to each committee, this diplomatic exercise will have no life. We recognize the effort they make in balancing their academic responsibilities with this quest for excellence, and we deeply value the commitment they have made to leave a positive mark on this forum. Thank you so much.
Now, As part of MUNYCH Association's commitment to increasing opportunities for young people at GIV MUN, the best global delegate will be recognized for the second time. This means the best global delegate of the whole event will receive the scholarship of the same name, which will cover 100% of their participation package for the Grand International Experience at the partnered event MUN Puebla, to be held in September in Puebla, Mexico. This event will also include the participation payment, the hotel, and the transportation from Mexico City to Puebla. As I mentioned, it involves the 100 participation fee, the hostage during the Puebla part, and also everything that is related with this event.
The Sustainable Development Goals of the 2030 Agenda are the global compass that will allow us to balance economic progress, social equity, and environmental protection. Today, we have become an essential framework for the public and private sectors, and civil society to embrace a shared purpose of value, measuring the impact beyond mere numbers and transforming themselves into agents of change. But do we know what they are and why they are important? Let's learn a little more about them in the following video.
Bonito, ¿verdad?
¿Y si echamos un vistazo más de cerca?
Parece que esto no tiene buena pinta. Miles de millones de personas viven en la pobreza.
La mitad de la población mundial sigue teniendo menos derechos y posibilidades solo por el hecho de ser mujer.
Aún no están asegurados todos los derechos humanos para todas las personas.
Siguen aumentando las desigualdades entre personas ricas y pobres entre unos países y otros.
Sufrimos altos índices de contaminación y pérdida de biodiversidad.
Tenemos un modelo de vida que no respeta los límites biofísicos del planeta. En septiembre de 2015, conscientes de esta realidad, los líderes mundiales adoptaron en el seno de Naciones Unidas un acuerdo, la Agenda 2030 y los Objetivos de Desarrollo Sostenible.
Se trata de un acuerdo internacional sin precedentes, con vigencia hasta el año 2030, y que reconoce la importancia de abordar a la vez la lucha contra la pobreza, el cuidado del planeta y la disminución de las desigualdades.
Pero, ¿cuáles son sus contenidos?
5 elementos fundamentales. Personas.
No dejar a nadie atrás. Dignidad e igualdad de todas las personas en un medio ambiente saludable.
Planeta. Colocar la protección del planeta en el centro. Prosperidad.
Transformar las economías para disfrutar de una vida próspera y plena en armonía con la naturaleza.
Paz.
Propiciar sociedades pacíficas.
Alianzas. Crear una alianza mundial entre los diferentes actores.
Y para conseguirlo se proponen los ODS, los Objetivos de Desarrollo Sostenible, que son los siguientes.
1. Fin de la pobreza.
Poner fin a la pobreza en todas sus formas y en todo el mundo.
2. Hambre cero.
Poner fin al hambre. Lograr la seguridad alimentaria y la mejora de la nutrición y promover la agricultura sostenible.
3. Buena salud.
Garantizar una vida sana y promover el bienestar de todas las personas a todas las edades.
4. Educación de calidad.
Garantizar una educación inclusiva y equitativa de calidad y promover oportunidades de aprendizaje permanente.
5. Igualdad de género.
Lograr la igualdad de género y empoderar a todas las mujeres y niñas.
6. Agua potable y saneamiento.
Garantizar la disponibilidad y la gestión sostenible del agua y el saneamiento.
7. Energías sostenibles.
Garantizar el acceso a una energía asequible, fiable, sostenible y moderna.
8. Empleo y crecimiento económico.
Promover el crecimiento económico, el empleo pleno y productivo y el trabajo decente.
9. innovación e infraestructuras.
Construir infraestructuras resilientes, promover la industrialización inclusiva y sostenible y fomentar la innovación.
10. Reducción de las desigualdades.
Reducir la desigualdad en los países y entre ellos.
11. Ciudades y comunidades sostenibles.
Lograr que las ciudades y los asentamientos humanos sean inclusivos, seguros, resilientes y sostenibles.
12. Consumo y producción sostenibles.
Garantizar modalidades de consumo y producción sostenibles.
13. Acción por el clima.
Adoptar medidas urgentes para combatir el cambio climático y sus efectos.
14. Vida submarina.
Conservar y utilizar sosteniblemente los océanos, los mares y los recursos marinos para el desarrollo sostenible.
15. Flora y fauna terrestres.
Proteger, restablecer y promover el uso sostenible de los bosques y los ecosistemas terrestres. Luchar contra la desertificación. Detener e invertir la degradación de las tierras y la pérdida de biodiversidad.
16. Paz y justicia.
Promover sociedades pacíficas e inclusivas. Facilitar el acceso a la justicia para todas las personas y construir a todos los niveles instituciones eficaces e inclusivas que rindan cuentas.
17. Alianza para el logro de los objetivos.
Fortalecer los medios de implementación y revitalizar la Alianza Mundial para el Desarrollo Sostenible.
Cada uno de estos objetivos se detalla en metas e indicadores, que nos irán mostrando si avanzamos en el camino marcado. Será más fácil alcanzar los objetivos propuestos si todos los sectores nos involucramos, gobiernos e instituciones públicas de todos los niveles, entidades sociales, sector privado y, en general, todas las personas, tanto del norte como del sur.
Nos encontramos en un momento clave. Es el momento de marcar un punto de inflexión y la Agenda 2030 puede ser un instrumento para ello.
Todos y todas tenemos un compromiso con el planeta en el que vivimos y con las personas con las que lo compartimos y lo compartiremos.
Bonito, ¿verdad?
We are proud to now give the floor to our special guest, Hannah Manala, leader of the Model United Nations Upside MUN of the Université Paris-Cité in Paris, France.
Buenos días a todos. Mi español no es muy bueno, así que les voy ahora el sufrimiento y continuaré en inglés. It is a real honor to be here today, even though it's already 5 p.m. here, so definitely not morning. So this session comes as a continuation of an incredible opportunity that has already brought us together, and I'm really grateful to be a part of it. I am delighted to meet you all, seeing so many young people from different backgrounds, united by a common desire to make a positive impact on the world is both inspiring and reassuring. In times when it can be easy to focus on division, as uncertainty, conflict, gathering like this remind us that hope is still very much alive. Many of the challenges facing our world can seem overwhelming, and at times it may feel as though meaningful change is difficult to achieve. However, history has shown us that progress often begins with people who are willing to listen, to cooperate, and to act. Every time I found myself tired or discouraged during a conference, I remember a famous saying, Soyez le changement que vous voulez voir dans le monde. which genuinely means that be the change that you want to see in the world. So as young leaders, as students, as global citizens, we all have a role to play. Even when solutions are not immediate, our responsibility is to continue learning, engaging in dialogue, and doing everything within our power to contribute to a better future. I believe that this is an important message, especially in the times we live in today. It reminds us that meaningful change rarely happens overnight. It requires patience, dialogue, and perseverance. As my dear president said, the system is sometimes slow, for sure, and it needs to be reformed, for sure. I think many of us would agree with that. Yet, the imperfections of our institutions should not discourage us from engaging with them. On the contrary, they should motivate us to improve them. Real progress has never come from those who stood on the sidelines. It has always come from people who choose to participate, to speak up, and to work together despite the difficulties. That is exactly why we are here today and for the next few days. Thank you for inviting me, and I am so looking forward to being a part of this conference.
Thank you very much, Hannah, for your words, and it's a pleasure for us to have you with us. And now, to continue, we will listen attentively to the video message from the Secretary General Antonio Guterres as part of the 80th anniversary of the United Nations. Please listen respectfully.
These are not just the opening words of the United Nations Charter. They define who we are. The United Nations is more than an institution. It is a living promise, spanning borders, bridging continents, inspiring generations. For 80 years, we have worked to forge peace, tackle poverty and hunger, advance human rights, and build a more sustainable world together. As we look ahead, we confront challenges.
With great enthusiasm, we will listen to the message from the Secretary General of GIVMUN 2026, Sabdi Suset Sanchez Aguilar.
Thank you, Valentina. Good morning, dear delegates and dear members of the Presidium. My name is Sabdi Aguilar, and I have the honor of serving as Secretary General of the International Virtual Model of the United Nations. It's a true privilege to address you today and welcome you to the conference. First and foremost, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to every delegate, member of chairs, advisor, and staff members for being part of this experience. Your dedication and enthusiastic preparation are what make this event possible and transform it into a space for learning, growth, and excellence. Over the next few days, you will have the opportunity to debate issues of international importance, represent the interests of your delegations, and engage in discussions that require critical thinking, negotiation, and diplomacy. Beyond the outcomes, I hope the experience allows you to develop new skills, broaden your perspectives, and strengthen your confidence as future leaders. I encourage all of you to make the most of every session, every debate, and every opportunity to learn from these around you. Listen careful, express your ideas respectful, and remember that difference in opinion are what enrich dialogue and make the creation of solution possible. On behalf of the Undersecretary, I would like to sincerely thank you for placing your trust and just for the effort you have dedicated to preparing in this conference. We recognize the time and commitment required to participate in a multi-United Nations, and we truly appreciate the dedication each how you have shown. I wish you all the very best during these days of work and debate. I am confident that you will demonstrate professionalism, leadership, and the level of the preparation of your comments. Welcome to Grand International Virtual Model of the United Nations. I hope this conference becomes a memorable and enriching experience for all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sabdi. Well, let's continue with this and let's talk a little bit about MUN. On June 13, 2026, the MUNYCH Association held MUN 2026 at the Monterrey Institute of Technology and Higher Education, establishing for the first time the Fast Model UN, traditionally held in the United States, now in Mexico. We invite you to watch the following video. This was MUN 2026.
experiencia en MUN fue bastante agradable, fue algo bastante dinámico con personas de otros países. En verdad había una chica de Canadá bastante agradable, el nivel estuvo bastante padre, la experiencia bien organizada y una experiencia bastante grande.
Pues muy bien, esta experiencia la verdad es que MUNYCH nos ha apoyado en calidad tanto de protocolaria como en fomentar un debate en el que todas las representaciones sí estén planteando sus puntos de vista, estén planteando sus posicionamientos y cómo pues vaya el protocolo, en este caso las estancias, fomenta bastante en que se llegue a una resolución y que mediante esta resolución nosotros estemos empleando nuestras habilidades o soft skills que nos pueden ayudar tanto de manera personal como profesional.
Ha sido muy agradable, también MUNYCH se ha esforzado para que todo sea muy cálido y pues sea un debate que fluya de una manera muy correcta.
También me estoy muy feliz de estar aquí. MUNYCH nos ha ayudado mucho y la mesa ha sido muy agradable.
Ya.
Abrir este tipo de espacios para las y los jóvenes es un compromiso muy grande con MUNYCH Association, donde cada uno puede tener una representación, debatir, dialogar y sobre todo proponer soluciones. Son foros donde las y los jóvenes tienen un mismo valor en su voz y pueden compartir todas las ideas que tienen para transformar nuestra realidad. Como bien decimos, quizás un modelo de Naciones Unidas no cambie el mundo, pero cambia a las personas que cambian el mundo. Les agradecemos su presencia y esperamos poder seguir contando con ustedes para futuros eventos de MUNYCH Association. Recuerden que por un futuro mejor, creamos líderes del cambio.
Finally, it's time to hand over the floor to our president and founder of the MUNYCH Association, who makes this international summit possible thanks to his efforts and work to create opportunities for young people. Héctor Efren Gantes Hernández.
Thank you so much, dear Valentina. Delegations, honorable members of the board, distinguished staff, advisors, and participants joining us from different corners of the world. It is both a privilege and a profound honor to welcome you to this Grand International Virtual Model United Nations 2026, the GIV MUN. As a president of MUNYCH Association and Grand International, I'm very grateful to stand before a community of young leaders who continue to prove that distance is never a barrier to dialogue, cooperation, and change. We gather at a defining moment in history. Across the globe, societies face challenges that test our resilience and our values. From humanitarian crisis and political polarization to environmental emergencies and technological transformation, the world is asking difficult questions that cannot be answered by governments alone, but by a generation willing to engage, listen, and lead. That generation is here today with us. Each of you has chosen to dedicate your time, talent, and voice to understanding the world beyond your borders. In an age where it is easy to react, you have chosen to reflect. In a time when division often dominates headlines, you have chosen dialogue. And in a world where many wait for change, you have decided to become part of it. And that decision matters for us. Because GIV MUN is much more than a conference. It is a space where ideas are challenged, perspectives are expanded, and future leaders are shaped. It is a place also where diplomacy becomes more than a concept. It becomes a practice, a place where collaboration is not simply encouraged but required. At MUNYCH Association, our mission remains clear. For a better future, we need to create leaders of change. Not leaders who seek recognitions, but leaders who create impact. Leaders who understand that responsibility comes before authority. Leaders who recognize that every challenge facing our world is also an opportunity to build something better. At Grand International, we continue to be guided by one of our most important principles, innovation. Innovation is not merely the creation of new tools or technologies. It is the courage to question assumptions. It is the willingness to explore new solutions. It is the determination to imagine possibilities where others only see limitations. The future will not be built by those who simply dare to change. It will be built by those who dare to let it. That is why every committee, every debate, every doubt resolution, and every conversation during this conference represents something far greater than an academic exercise. They represent an opportunity to practice the skills that our world desperately needs: critical thinking, empathy, cooperation, and vision. Our motto, Think Global, Act Grand, continues to guide everything we do. Think globally, understanding interconnected realities that share our world, and act grand, led with courage, integrity, and purpose within your own communities. Because meaningful change doesn't begin in institutions alone. It begins with people. It begins with ideas. It begins with individuals who are willing to take the first step. Today, you represent nations, organizations, and perspectives. But more importantly, you represent possibility. The possibility of finding common ground where others see disagreement, the possibility of transforming challenges into solutions, and the possibility of proving that diplomacy, respect, and cooperation remain powerful forces for progress. As we officially inaugurate GIVMUN 2026, I encourage each of you to embrace this experience fully. Challenge yourselves. Learn from one another. Be bold in your ideas and humble in your learning. Because long after this conference concludes, the lessons, friendship, and inspiration you gain here will continue to shape the leaders you become. I firmly believe that every person who participates in Model United Nations lives with something more than awards and certificates. They live with a broader understanding of the world and a greater sense of responsibility toward it. May this conference inspire you to lead with wisdom, serve with compassion, and pursue excellence with determination. And before I conclude, I would like to leave you with the words of former United Nations Secretary General Kofi Annan. Knowledge is power, information is liberating. Education is the premise of progress in every society, in every family. Thank you and welcome to GiveMoon 2026. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Hector, for those beautiful words. Well, Model of United Nations is far more than an academic simulation. It is a space where ideas become proposals, where difference become opportunities, and where young people discover that true leadership is rooted in empathy, cooperation, and respect. In a world facing increasingly complex challenges, we need young leaders who choose to listen before responding, to build bridges rather than walls, and to pursue common solutions rather than individual interest. Every speech, every negotiation, and every resolution presented throughout this conference is an opportunity to practice the values our world urgently needs: diplomacy, tolerance, solidarity, and commitment to the common good. Today, we are not merely opening a conference, we are opening a space for learning, international cooperation, and the development of future leaders capable of transforming their communities and our world. To everyone present today, we wish you the very best throughout the debates ahead. We are confident that you will contribute with enthusiasm, professionalism, diplomacy, and determination, filling these virtual rooms with ideas, solutions, meaningful dialogue, and constructive negotiations. Without further ado, at time 9:55 of 18th of June, and by virtue of the authority vested in me by the higher management group, I hereby declare the working sessions of Grand International Virtual Model United Nations 2026 officially open. Congratulations, delegates. The forum is now open.
Now, please, let's go to take the official photo of this opening ceremony. Turn on your cameras, please, and let's take it. Okay, 1 second more. For those who has your cameras closed, please open your cameras. Thank you. One moment, please. Ready. Thank you so much for everyone for attending this session. Have a good day and see you tomorrow to start our sessions, our debate sessions. Bye bye. Thank you. Listo, chicos, lo logramos. Alguien, si ya estamos nada más nosotros, ¿no? Muy bien, ¿qué les pareció? A mí me
Bien, creo
gustó
que salió
mucho.
muy bien.
Salió muy bien, sí.
Yo solo
Este,
tengo un
ujú.
comentario. Hubo un par de chicos que no tenían ni gafete ni fondo, entonces hay que estar muy pendientes. A ellos los admitimos, o sea, porque uno decía tal cual Nicolás Márquez, delegación de Qatar o algo así.
Ujú.
Lo
Sí, Alex
admitimos.
tiene que estar pendiente para mandarles mensajito y que pongan su gafete. Porfa, Alex.
Oye, Héctor, la grabación y
Ah,
la
estamos en
transmisión de
YouTube todavía.
YouTube.
Sí, ya cerramos la grabación.